What's going on, everyone? Let me know if you can hear me. So, I have a lot of things to talk about today. It's been probably a few weeks now since I end up doing the last live. So, I have a lot of things that I want to share with each one of you. And obviously, the main thing, okay? So, I've been doing some research about, what's going on out there in the market. Obviously, the IT market. And yes, there are many opportunities for you to be able to get a good job in IT. And for those that have a job in IT to be able to upgrade, to a better job in just the next few months. Now, let me see here. So, once again, guys, let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Now, the thing that I noticed a lot is how the economy is going. And I still see a lot of people basically telling other people, giving some advice, giving some guidance about what to do, what not to do. And they still go back on the basics. You need to get your CompTIA certifications. And it just, I mean, I see so many people that end up going that route, getting entry level IT certifications. And that obviously gonna get you an entry level job. And trust me, you do not want an entry level job. Now, if you have a job right now in IT, you better make things happen sooner than later because the economy right now is not good and things will get worse. And right now, IT, if you know how to go through your IT career, you can really get high paying jobs, not just one, but probably two jobs working from home. This is where you need to go all in and take advantage of the opportunity that you have right now because there are not going to be that many opportunities later on because once again, we are going through this uh, movement of wealth. So that's going to be a lot of things happening in the next year, in the next two. And I know probably a lot of you can probably see that. I mean, it's been about, if I'm not mistaken, based on the research that I end up doing, 21 like this year it was 7%. So imagine for those that end up getting like raised right on their salary. I mean, you usually get about 3-4%. So obviously you're not moving forward because if inflation went up to 7% and it's gonna keep going, probably another 2-3% based on everything that's going on out there. I mean, you're not really growing, you're not really advancing in your IT career. And this is why I don't care if you're new, I don't care if you've been working in IT. If you don't take advantage of it right now, like right now, and in the next few months, and you're getting a good job in IT or for you to upgrade to a better one, not much is gonna happen for you. And then you're gonna look back and you're gonna regret it. I know that many people have that idea. This is why I want to share and what would I do me if I have to start my IT career all over again. And I want to share and exactly what would I do right now based on how everything is. And I know that this can help many people and I really hope just to this message to get to some. And I really hope that you really take action. Because if you were sitting here with me, like right now, and you be like, Jorge, I'm open. I really want to change my life. I really want to get a high paying job in IT, like right now, like sooner than later. Like, what would you advise me to do? And that's the conversation that I'm going to have with you right now. And I really hope that you take action on it and for you not to keep going on more YouTube videos and for you to consume more information because that's not going to get you nowhere. That's so much information out there and you don't need all of it. And related to IT, you're gonna get a point that you're gonna be confused because now you have someone else telling you that you need to do this, and then you're gonna have someone else telling you that no, you have to do something else. And at one point, again, you are confused, you don't know what to do, and you probably overwhelmed because now I'm like, oh my God, do I need to learn these one, two things, or do I need to learn these other things too? And I'm telling you, that's not gonna help you. That's just not gonna help you in order for you to be able to get a good job sooner than later. It's just not. And by the way, if you have any questions, please let me know. Okay. Because once again, I'm gonna go back and repeat myself. If you don't take action, a lot of action, and doing the right things the next few months, you may regret it. And for those of you that are trying to get a job in IT, that are trying to go in IT, you better not get an entry level job, because once again, based on how the economy is right now, it's not enough for you to get a job that is gonna pay you about 20, 25, even $30 an hour. That's not enough. And I get it, because I know probably some of you may be like, Jorge, first, I don't work in IT and I'm not earning not even $20 an hour. So if I can get a job that can pay me $25 an hour, I mean, that's good. No, it's not good at all. And that was this guy. And obviously, probably if you've been watching a lot of YouTube videos, channels from other people, you may know about this guy that ended up posting this video about a week or 2 weeks ago about the CompTIA A plus, right? If it's good for you to get it in 2022. And I just went through 5 minutes on that video. And I'm like, holy shit, giving you bullshit. Oh, go on Indeed and you're gonna see there are thousands of jobs. So yes, obviously get your A plus. Many companies are asking for it. So it's good for you to have it. That fucking guy has no fucking idea. Because it's basically giving you some dumb advice for you to get a job, an entry level job that's not gonna pay you that well. Okay. And by the way, if you have any questions, obviously put them in the chat and I'm gonna go through some of your questions. But that's the thing, like entry level jobs suck. And by the way, many people have that belief like, hey, I'm new in IT, so it makes sense for me to get an entry level job. You see, now you have a belief, you have a story going through your mind that you think that's a must. And again, many of my students don't get entry level jobs. And there are two reasons on why. Number one, because it doesn't pay well. It's not enough for you to get paid 40, 50,000 dollars on an entry level job in IT. That's number one. And number two, you will not learn valuable things that will help you for you to move up in your IT career. You will not learn the things that you need in order for you to become more valuable to the IT market, in order for you to get to an engineer level position sooner than later. Because once again, you don't have time. I don't care if you are in your early 20s. I don't care if you are in your 30s. Now, if you're in your 40s and 50s and you want to go through your IT career like most people do, good luck. Good luck. Because again, there may be many opportunities right now in IT, and there will keep be many opportunities later on, but there will be a lot more people trying to get to those jobs, those opportunities. Now everyone is going in IT. Like if you reach out to probably a few of your friends, people that you're gonna find out that probably 2 out of 5 people, either they work in IT or they're trying to get in IT, because there's so many opportunities. But what people don't say is right now it's very competitive just to get any job in IT. And obviously you don't want an entry level job in IT. Again, right now we are going through this huge change. Huge. Like fucking huge. The economy is not good at all. Like I told you, right? This year we went up to 7% on inflation. 7 fucking percent. And people that have good jobs end up getting 3, 4, 5 for those lucky ones, 5% increase on their salary. So even though their income went a little bit up, that inflation went higher. So again, it costs more life now compared to last year. And I know probably noticed that by now. And it's gonna get worse. when summer comes. By the end of the year, if not next year, now we're gonna go through that recession. Then we all go through, right, a cycle. And that's when a lot of the wealth is gonna transfer in many places. You know, for those of you that probably have money to invest, that time is gonna come if you have the income. You see, many people talk about why not put money here or why not invest over there. And some things, and sometimes people don't have the money to invest. Oh, you know, just put $1,000 here and $3,000 there. And people don't even have the money. They live paycheck to paycheck. This is why, if that's you, because I've been there, you need to get an IT, get a high paying job sooner than fucking later. Sooner than later. And you will not be able to get a job in IT that will pay you well if you go based on what most people go through their IT career. If you go based on the beliefs, based on the stories that you end up borrowing from them. I'm going to go through some questions right now. Let's see. So what's a good pay rate, salary for someone who just obtained CCNA? $26 an hour. Now, here's the other thing, right? A CCNA, it's not gonna get you the job. The A plus, it's just, I don't know who told you that because you get 1 or 2 or 3 IT certifications, that's gonna get you the job. I mean, are people blind? I mean, are people that, like, I don't want to say dumb, but I mean, you are not the only one. And again, you are not the only one that got the CCNA. You are not the only one that probably end up getting another IT certifications. And obviously, you are not the only one going through the job interview process. And you fucking think that you're going to get the job just because, oh, I have 3 IT certifications. So obviously, they're going to give me the job because other people may only have 1 or 2. Why have 1 year of hands-on experience? And I know other people may be new in IT. So yeah, they're going to give me the job. Well, I'm not that kind of people that it's likable. So they're going to like me and they're going to give me the job. Like, are you fucking like disillusioned? Like, that's just not how it is. That's just not how it is. That's the reason right now why many people cannot get a job in IT. And then they think, oh, I don't know what's going on because I end up doing everything that everyone told me to do. Like, I end up doing everything that everyone advised me on what to do. And I end up going through a few job interviews and I never got that call that I wanted. That, hey, you got the job. We're going to offer you the job. And now you're thinking like, why? I answer all the questions. I knew all the questions. I answered all of them. And I felt like that connection, you know, I think it went really well. So what happened? What happened? It's because you end up going through the job interview process exactly the way that everyone else goes through. There is nothing that can differentiate you from everyone else because you end up doing nothing, absolutely nothing to differentiate yourself from everyone else. And I know for many people may not like what I'm saying, but someone has to tell you the truth because I'm not going to be here to tell you that everything is going to be okay when it's not. Because it will be easy for me just to give you all the same bullshit that a lot of people just give you to make you feel good or to make you feel that you are on the right path when you're not. When you're not. You know, I interviewed this guy, right? He sent me a message through LinkedIn. And I'm like, you know what? I have time right now. And I reply back to him. I'm like, look, I can give you like 20 minutes right now, but it has to be right now because I cannot do that later today or tomorrow. Because he reached out to me saying, you know, I've been through 3 job interviews, Jorge. 3. And so far, I haven't got that call back. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I asked, so tell me more about yourself. You know, how long you've been working in IT, what certifications you have. And he's been working in IT for about 3 years, 2.5, close to 3 years. Has 3 IT certifications. And I'm like, okay. So he ended up having that time, and we ended up doing a video call, about 20 minutes. And I asked him a few questions, very basic, very basic questions. He didn't know how to answer them, even though he knew that information, but he didn't know how to answer them. And then I asked a question not related to a technical question. It was more of a, those questions they ask you about, like, tell me more about yourself. Or why did you decide to apply for this position? Well, in this case for him, why did you decide to left to look for another position, to leave the job that you have right now? That things that he said, fucking bullshit. And I'm like, bro, what you just said, that's exactly what everyone else is gonna say. Like, I cannot remember you when I'm gonna interview other 5, 7 people, they're gonna say the same bullshit. This is why I don't believe that much on you getting a ton of IT certifications. Now, going back and answer that question for you, Alex, if you're still watching, if you get the CCNA the right way, or who asked me that? Well, it goes back on the CCNA. Like, how much should I get? Like, some of my students get between $60,000 to $75,000. First job in IT, first job in IT, first job in IT, $60,000 to $75,000. You know, and that's again not normal for most people. For most people, it's not normal. And you coming into IT completely new and being able to get a job that's gonna pay you 60 up to 75, and making sure that that job it's not an entry level job. Because you may get a job that you be like, Jorge, I end up getting a job, a help desk, a field services, $60,000. So it's good, right? I'm like, well, that income it's okay, but you end up getting a fucking entry level job, man. You're not gonna learn that much things needed in order for you to move up to an engineer level position in fucking 4 6 months. A job that now can pay you 90, 100K. You cannot fucking go from a help desk, field services to fucking engineer position. Okay, let me go through some questions. Let's see. I have knowledge of Linux, CCNA, but I'm confused about whether to go with Linux. I have networking job, which more secure terms, job security, and high salary. I took your advice and found time to study 5 hours a day. It's so easy once you get started. Good, really good. Alex, networking, shell, scripting, programming language, certification, soft skills, programming skills. Okay. There was good mock interview. I hope I will learn need to fix. While others says that you recommend a part of the CCNA, can we join? At that time, we have 12 open spots. Yeah, but how much do you charge? Look, man, that my site. I'm not here to sell you anything, but bro, the one that says, yeah, but how much do you charge? You can pay $5,000 and go in some fucking boot camp over there outside, or just go on fucking Udemy and buy that $10 courses. Go and do that. Buy a ton of them, and let's see how far that gets you. That's the thing, guys. There's so much information out there. Some of it it's free. Some of it, you have to pay for it. But again, you get what you pay for. How many people end up getting like 3, 4 Udemy courses for $10, $20? They don't fucking have results. You see, it's not you knowing, learning that information. You probably, for those of you that already work in IT, they already went through some training. I mean, it's not you just know how devices communicate. It's not about, what's an IP address, what's a router, a switch, a firewall, a server, what's cloud computing, virtualization, automation. I mean, it's not about the knowledge. It's just not about the knowledge. Knowledge is one thing, but that knowledge that you may have, a ton of people may have too, a ton of them. But you see, you cannot sell lead to other people. And yes, I said it right. You cannot sell like sales what you have learned, maybe the experience that you have to other people. You cannot storytell. You don't have the knowledge about the psychology behind things. Like, for instance, you go through that job interview process, right? And they ask you, can you tell me the difference between a switch and a router? I know that you're going to make A few, not one. You're going to make a few mistakes. Even if I ask you again something so easy, what's the difference between an IP compared to a MAC address? What can you tell me about TCP and UDP? And I know probably most of you, you're like, oh, Jorge, that's easy, like routers, blah, 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 switches, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the difference between NAC and IP, blah, 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 blah. Oh, yeah, I can tell you about UDP, TCP, they work on this layer, layer 4, transport layer, blah, 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 and all this fucking bullshit. So what you are thinking right now, that's exactly what most of other people are thinking. That's no difference on how you're gonna provide that information to me. That's one. Number two, another fucking huge mistake. You do not fucking care. You do not fucking care. And who is asking you that fucking question? Now, tell me, who else has teach you this one topic that I'm about to teach you right now? Because you can go to any fucking YouTuber and no one is gonna tell you what you need to know. No fucking Udemy course is gonna fucking tell you this. I'm sure because I went through so much in the last fucking 10 years when I decided to go all in and educating myself. I went through a lot of things, and most of it out there, it's just garbage. One guy repeating the same thing as the other guy, trying to sell you the same bullshit. Because let me tell you again, you do not fucking care. You do not fucking care. Who asked you that question? I can be the manager asking you, can you tell me the difference between a router and a switch? And you're going to give me an answer. But let's say if I'm the engineer, I'm not the manager now, I'm the engineer, and I ask you the same question. Can you tell me the difference between a router and a switch? Now, I'm not the manager and I'm not the engineer. Now I'm the recruiter, the one that's reaching out to you. I'm that recruiter now. And I just want to get kind of some, to see, kind of see how much knowledge you have, right? So I ask you that question. Can you tell me the difference between a router and a switch? You're going to answer the same question the same fucking way to all three people. You do not fucking care who's asking you that question. You're going to say the same bullshit. Now, probably for most of you, you'll be like, what? Like, so that means like, if in this case, if a manager asks me the difference between a router and a switch, and then I have, let's say, an engineer asking me the same question, what's the difference between a router and a switch? What you're trying to say, Jorge, is I have to answer that same question like different? Yes, depending who you're talking to. And now the question is, what do you mean? Or how can I do that? You see, because you don't know the psychology behind it. And you end up making the same fucking mistakes that everyone else makes. And that's the reason you cannot get the job that you want. Like most people, they end up getting a job that finally settle for because they didn't get what they wanted. Oh, yes, we end up getting the job. The job that you wanted? Well, exactly. You probably applied to a ton of jobs until finally you got lucky and you got it. I don't know, probably being too harsh, but again, I once again, like I really want to give you a few things for you to think about, for you to take more action. Really comes down to action, not for you to have some excuses. Like no, excuses will get you nowhere. Like nowhere. It's all about results. It's all about results. Stop looking into more content information from all these fucking YouTubers. Because yes, you're probably gonna end up learning a few things related to cybersecurity, related to hacking, related to cloud. But why would you go and learn something that you do not need? That's what I don't get. So you keep yourself busy. You are not keeping yourself productive. And that's a huge difference. And that's one of the biggest mistakes people have. And you don't notice, but eventually you get to a point that you don't feel that confident because now you think you have to learn so many things because you have this YouTuber telling you that you need to learn this. And then you go with another YouTuber telling you that you need to learn something else. And then you come back with that same fucking YouTuber, and that YouTuber is telling you to now learn something else, even though last month it told you to another topic. They just want to get views. I can teach you some cool shit here too. And I'm probably well in the next few months, technical. But why you have to go and learn those things when probably you do not need them? You know? I'm telling you, I don't care where you are. I really don't care where you are. I do not fucking care where you are right now. You can be new in IT, or you probably have a fucking job in IT. I will tell you, probably I don't have them with me here. And now, and this is probably something that you now may believe, and that's totally fine. There are not just a few, they have now a lot of students that end up doing the fucking work. They end up getting high paying jobs in IT. And I know you wouldn't believe this, even if I show it to you. This guy, close to, probably he's gonna join now. Maybe he's listening. If you're listening, let me know, man, and I can tell the story. If not, I will probably tell you other time. But that's no reason on why not being able to get to a six-figure income this fucking year. Well, Jorge, maybe not to me because I'm new and barely going through it. Doesn't fucking matter. 3 fucking months, 4 months, you do the things that will allow you to get your first job in IT, a good fucking job, a good one. Not a fucking entry-level job, a good one. A job that's gonna pay you $60,000, $75,000. And a job where you're gonna learn. Listen, where you're gonna learn things, valuable things that will help you for you to become valuable to the IT market. That way, it's easier for you to go from that first job in IT to a fucking engineer level position. And you be on that fucking job for 4 fucking months. So in the next 3, 4 months, you get your first job. And then you be on that job for another 4, 5 months, and then you move up to a fucking engineer position. By the end of the year, you're earning 90, 100K. Easy. Easy. So yes, exactly. You see, like many people, and this is the other thing too, guys. Like many people, they have IT certifications, right? Man, I saw this post of a girl, and I'm like, oh my god, like, are you fucking kidding me? I can tell the smile, and obviously, I will be the same. I will be happy too when I didn't know any better. I count that certifications that she had 10. She had 10 IT certifications. 10. 10 fucking IT certifications. She had 4 Microsoft certifications. The Microsoft Technology Associate, the entry level ones, 4. She had 5 CompTIA certifications. And when I look into their profile, no fucking job in IT, looking for a fucking entry level job. And I bet if I reach out to that person and I ask a few questions, she will have no fucking idea on how to answer the questions. So what questions, guys, you have? Looks like that mic is also a hater. So what other questions you have, guys? Come on. Like, I really want to motivate you guys to fucking do the work. You see, let me show you something. Probably. Yeah, let me see. Probably you see this. I'm gonna put it here for a minute, okay? This is for those of you, okay, that wanna go from the job that you have. You know what? Let me show you this one first. This is how you get your first job. Your first job, right there. That's a fucking plan right there. So fucking take a picture of it. Right there. Okay? Right there. Take a fucking picture of it. You don't have a job in IT, you want to get in, and now look what I have right here, because I want to make that clear. Where is it? Like right there. Step number 2. What the hell is that? CompTIA Network Plus. You do not take that exam. You do not pay that $348. And this is only for those that are completely new in IT. Like you have no idea what the hell is an IP address. You have no idea on what's a switch, a router. You have no idea on the wireless router that you have at home. No idea. Like you're new. Then you go through the network class content. You go through some of the content, some of the topics for you to get the big picture on how devices communicate. That's it. You do not take the network class. You're just gonna go through the content, and then you go through everything else, and everything. That's the difference that I teach. Like those are the skills. You see, someone that end up learning Cisco CCNA end up learning only that, right? Get the CCNA. And what's step number 4? So you basically get your Cisco CCNA, and at the same time you are learning about storytelling. No one in IT I have seen teach storytelling. No one. Zero. Now, once you get your first job in IT, right now we go on this one. And now you go for that job that's gonna pay you the 85, 100K. Right? So this is exactly what you end up doing the first step. Right there. This is the first step right here. And you end up getting here your first job in IT. And you see that position, admin analyst position. And then you go over here to go to the next one. And right there, you see all other skills you have to do. Now, here, exam and certification. Let me tell you about that too. This one, exam and certifications. People ask, Jorge, or you ask someone else, I got my Cisco CCNA. Yes. So what's next? What's the next IT certification? What's the next technology that I need to focus on? Are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Imagine you go with this guy, YouTuber, and you ask, what's the next thing I need to do? I just got my CCNA. And they're going to probably say, Linux. Learn Linux. Okay, thank you. And then you go with another YouTuber. Same question. Hey, I got my CCNA. You know, what would I go after next? Oh my God. Python. You have to learn Python. That's a must. Go and learn that. That's the next thing you need to do. Okay. And then you go with someone else, right? And that someone else says, oh, no. Go all the way and get your CCNP. Don't wait. You have your Cisco CCNA? Go and get your CCNP. And you'll be like, okay. And then you go with someone else, or you end up doing some research. And now someone else mentioned, oh, after the CCNA, you have to learn cloud. And the one right now that's hot is AWS. You have to do that next. So you see, you have so many fucking people telling you a lot of bullshit. And now you're confused. Now you are overwhelmed because you look up to some of these people and you're like, oh my God, now I have to learn Linux. I have to learn Python. This other guy told me about Kubernetes, and this other guy about cloud, and this other guy with virtualization, and this other guy to focus on firewalls. And oh my, you know what? I think I'm just going to stop. It's too much. I don't know how people do it. You see, that's the dumbest thing people can say. Okay? So you see, like right now I have this guy, Germ, saying Python is very valuable. It's good for network security data. Every fucking skill is valuable. Every fucking skill is valuable. Yeah, maybe some more than others. But you see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. When you reach out to people, they're gonna give you all this bullshit. And then you are confused and you're like, oh my God, so what the hell am I supposed to learn first? Now, what's the right answer? The right answer, you see, I take my students to going through this process. You go based on what the market needs, based on what the market wants, and based on the next position you're going after. And that's based on your fucking location. And I know, even though I told you this, guys, you'll be like, what? And you're not gonna do it. As students that end up going through my process, they got the CCNA. We got to the point, okay, what's next? There are some, they go and yes, they learn Linux. They go some others and they learn about cloud computing. And then someone else learns something else. So how is that? I have a students learning different things. When they end up, all of them getting to that one point, all of them, they got their Cisco CCNA. How is that one is learning one thing, someone else learning something else, and some others learning different other different things? Why? Because I don't go based on what I think, or I don't go based on my personal experience. I go based on what the fucking market is looking for at that point of time. And that can be different from one state to another state. And also based on the job you want to go after, your final destination. Then most people don't know what's the final destination in their IT career. Okay? I'm telling you. So what other questions you have, guys? What other questions you have? But once again, going back on that conversation, if I have that opportunity, right? Let's say that I'm able to go back and talk to myself when I was 22, and based on how the times right now, I will first tell him, look, the first thing that you need to do is this. Don't listen to any bullshit in the IT community, because most people, either they have a low paying job in IT, or the ones that have a high paying job in IT took them years to get there. Now, this is the other thing that I'm going to ask you. Be very careful of who you get advice from. Because, yes, you probably have maybe a family member, you probably have a friend. And you know, Jorge, like I have this guy, man, he earns $180,000. He is a senior cloud engineer. And you know, he gave me some advice on what to do. I'm like, okay, how long it took him to get to that level? How long? If you said that more than 5 years, I wouldn't take any advice from that. Or maybe some, but I don't think I will. Because do you want to wait more than 5 years to get to that level? I have a students earning in one full-time job, just one job, $140,000. It took him less than 2 fucking years. Less than 2 fucking years. And I hope that's processing in your mind, because that's not normal, by the way. That's just not normal for most people. Like, if you go and tell people that are studying their entry-level bullshit certifications and tell them, look, there is a way for you to get a job that's going to pay you over $120,000 in less than 2 years, they're not going to believe it, because they're already so contaminated with all the bullshit going on in the IT community. Okay. So yeah, that's the other thing. People will say stay on that job for fucking 2-3 years, and that's bullshit. No. Okay. And I will tell you this, okay? Like when I ended in my previous job, I was a senior network senior system engineer. And at that point, I didn't have I had a few IT certifications. But I didn't have my CCNP back then when I ended up getting that job, and that goes years back. Compared to other people, they were just network engineers, system engineers, they had their CCNP and the same company. So how is that me without those high-end level IT certifications end up getting a senior network, senior system engineer position? When other people in the team, but they had a lower position than me, had some of the high-level certifications, like some CCNPs and so on and so forth. That proves something. For those of you thinking that IT certifications is a fucking answer. Now let me show you something, okay? Because once again, the economy is not good right now. Like this job, and this is once again, when you know what to do, you're able to replicate that again and again and again. Not difficult for you to get a job in IT at all. Not difficult at all. But this is something that you can get, guys. Come on. Like it's time for you to go for something big. You know, like this one pays $170,000 to $180,000. Like any of you can get that in the next 3 years. Maybe some of you they already work in IT. You probably can get that in the next year. You know, like let me show you another one. Where's the other one that I wanted to show you? This is why I love IT, because if you know how to do it right, man. Like this one. Just imagine this, okay? Now, again, for some of you, this is not gonna process in your mind because you don't have the belief, you don't have the confidence. But this is something that very few, just two students, only two, are able to do this from home, having 2, 3 jobs, working from home. 2, 3 jobs working from home. And because they know exactly how to get those fucking jobs, they know how to study, they know how to go through content, they know all this in between. Imagine you get 2 jobs. Let's not go far. 3. Let's do 2 jobs that pay you this much. Like this one is a network engineer, SME. For those of you that don't know, that subject is subject matter expert. 100% remote. How much does that pay? $100 to $120 per hour. Now you got that job working from home, and then you get this job working from home. This one is remote too. $150,000 to $200,000. Do you have any fucking idea what will that do to you and your family? Probably not. Probably not. Because you're still fucking watching YouTube and doing dumb shit. Just imagine having a salary of $160,000 working from home. And then you have another job, they pay you per hour, and they pay you between $80 to $100 an hour. You earning over $15,000 in your pocket, in your fucking pocket, every fucking month, working from home. Okay. So once again, guys, yeah, that's what Luis said. You know, that's a fucking life changing. Okay, that's exactly by life changing. Okay, I probably some of you asked me a few questions. If I didn't answer your questions, just probably ask me once again, because I see a lot of comments and I cannot go back to all of them. But if you can just tell me, I'm gonna focus right now more on the. What are you YouTube for if you could make that? Because 72K isn't making you anywhere near that. Oh, my YouTube channel, I can show you right now. I don't make money on the YouTube channel because a lot of my videos, they're not promoted. That means you don't market it because I'm not here to make money on YouTube. I know there are other people that do IT. One of their main focus is to earn money from YouTube. That mine is not. And I can show you, I can be completely transparent with you guys. Look, you're gonna laugh. You are gonna totally laugh at this. There. I don't know if you can see that. It's $380, guys. Right there. $380. So this is not like I get paid like two, three, four, $5,000 a month from YouTube, because I'm not here to make money out of YouTube. I'm not. I have my full-time job and I do the coaching and soon the membership. But that's basically what I love doing. I love helping people. I can easily do more money on YouTube. I can go on $5,000-$10,000 a month if I start teaching some technical things. If I start, putting a lot more content related to technical hands-on. But the thing is, I'm not gonna be able to help you. I'm gonna be another fucking YouTuber teaching you other things that you probably don't fucking need. Like, I'm really here to be able to reach out to some people and fucking change their life. Let me show you something. And look, and you're probably not gonna believe that this happened, but whatever. And let me just do this because I don't want. Let me just grab something because I don't want to show that name because I don't want people to reach out to him, and then he's gonna be fucking overwhelmed. So I'm just gonna do this. Wait. Let me show you something. I know for some of you, you're gonna think that this is BS, but that's fine. I do this for those of you that want to change their life. Okay. There. And I'm gonna go close on this. Hopefully you can see it. How much it says right there? How much? How much? Everyone, come on. Anyone, write it down. Come on. Come on, anyone. For those of you fucking watching, for those of you that don't fucking think that can be possible. Exactly. 550, 3 jobs working from home. Now, let me show you another thing. When he got with me, how much he was earning? Help desk, $65,000. The sky is the limit. And unfortunately, you are the one that putting the limit on you because of the beliefs that you have. It doesn't matter how many IT certifications you get. It doesn't fucking matter because your beliefs is just gonna get you that so far. The stories you tell yourself, the things that you carry from the past. You see, there's so many things that a lot of my students go through, like with me, before we get to any technical topic. Because if you're fucked up here, your mind, it's not gonna take you that far, even though you have the resources, that training. It's just not gonna take you that far. Okay. So that's the reason why, guys. This is why I'm telling you that, and I'm gonna repeat myself again. The economy right now is not good. And I want to leave this with two messages. One, for those of you that are new in IT, it's not enough and you getting a job that will pay you $40,000, $50,000. It's not enough. That's no way that you can have not even an okay life with that type of money. And don't listen to that bullshit that's how everyone starts their IT career. If they tell you, that guy Jorge, the one that you listen, they told you that that fucking guy is crazy. And yes, I am fucking crazy. But I make shit happen. So, and I'm here to prove you through some, not just through me, through some students, that you can get a good job in IT in 3 4 months if you do the right things. A job that can pay you really well, 60 up to $75,000. A job that will help you for you to learn the skills needed for you to be exposed to the technologies that will allow you for you to become valuable to the market in order for you to move up, not for you to move sideways like many people do in IT. Many people move sideways. No, for you to move up, and that means your second job in IT, an engineer level position. That will pay you between the 85 to $100,000. That can happen, all of it in this 1 year. And from there, now you can move to a job that's gonna pay you between the 120 to 130K. Now, for those of you that already have a job in IT, and you're probably earning 40, maybe 60, maybe $80,000. The next job for you has to be a job on two things. Number one, for you to go up and not for you to move sideways. And that job is gonna pay you about $25,000, $30,000 more. $20,000 to $30,000 more, at least. Some students, not everyone, obviously, because everyone is different, but some of my students, they end up, they had a job in IT, 40, 45, they double their income. Double. Click, double. That's not normal for most people, because most people end up doing what all this bullshit. The fuck happened? Okay, give me a second, guys. I don't know what happened. There we go. I'm back. My camera died on me, but it's back up. So let's see what questions you have. So what else, guys? What else? What else? So once again, guys, like really, for those of you that wanna, make sure it happen. And that's not that many things, really. That's just not that many things that you need in order for you to be on your way to make shit happen. So this is not like you have to learn things every fucking year. They're completely new. Some of them related to IT, yes, but there are others that you become really good at it, and some of them probably you master. And eventually you get to that point that you can just get any job you want because you know exactly what to do, because you understand the psychology behind it and what's happening throughout the process since the moment that you decide, I'm going to apply for my next job, because everything matters from that point on, and what you do, what you don't do, and what to pay attention, what not to pay attention, what to focus, what not to focus. Everything matters. And that's the biggest advantage that you have compared to other 10, 20 people that are trying to get the same job that you want. They are applying to the same positions. Not difficult. Okay. So what other questions you have, guys? Because I have about another 10, 15 minutes. How much better is that one-on-one? This is for you, Navy Blessed. If you really want to see the difference on the blueprint and the coaching, that's right there. Okay. You can take a look at that link. Okay. And that's, yeah, I totally agree. There's so much information out there for free. The problem is you may have to figure that out. You may have to figure that out on yourself. And for me, like, I pay a ton of money for me to get coaching. And there is two things that I have learned from there. That's no better way for you to accelerate and you getting the life you want. So I need all of you to listen on what I'm saying. This is not you getting your first job in IT, your second job. No. There are two things in order for you to be able to accelerate. That means being able to get there sooner than later. And that means and you be able to get that life you want. And that comes down to two things: having a fucking coach and fucking taking action. Having a coach that saves time, a lot of it, months, it can probably save years. And take fucking action. Most people just consume information and they go and consume more information and never take action based on what they probably already know they have to do. You see, like some students end up getting the results I have in less than 3 years. And it took me more than 11 years. So I really hope that kind of sink into you guys. Okay. So again, it took me 11, more than 11 years for me to be able to get that life I have. And some of my students are able to do that in less than 3 years. So they basically end up paying and saving 5, 7 years of their life to get there sooner than later. That's the difference. And once again, the economy right now, it's not good. So if you don't prepare, you're going to regret it. And you're going to probably, for those of you watching me right now, you're going to remember me that day that you're like, I fucked up. I shouldn't take action back then. The right action that will allow me for me to have a lot more opportunities. And right now I'm at that point that I don't know what to do. Because right now there are millions of people. They have no fucking idea on what to do. And there will be millions more. Later on this year, there will be a stock. And again, there's so many people, guys, so many people going in IT, so many. There are hundreds, maybe thousands of people every fucking day deciding I'm going to go in IT, and they are taking some action. So what does that mean? Even though we have many jobs out there, we have a lot more, not just a lot more people trying to get those jobs. So you have a lot more competition. Now, you think by doing exactly what everyone else is doing, you're going to be able to get those jobs? I mean, come on. Like, really? Like, really? I mean, I'm really putting that picture so clear to you so you can realize, like, holy shit. Like, if I don't change things, I'm not going to be able to get what I want sooner than later. Okay? So what other questions you have, guys? I almost have to go, about 5 minutes. Thanks for the answers. No problem, man. No problemo. No problemo. I want to show you something, guys, for those of you that are here. This is why, like this, like you can do this on your own. You can do that with me. You can do this on your own. But again, right there on this corner, it has exactly what you need to do. You just have to figure that out and how you're going to apply that. You know? But just by doing that, watch, guys, just by doing that, okay? This is gonna fucking blow your mind. Let me show you something. Fuck. Okay, that was not it. Let me show you. You got the email I created news yesterday. I'm going to hire a health engineer that will train him. Okay. So this is a student. I'm gonna block that phone number. This is a coaching student. That's the reason that guy has my number. I don't know if you can probably see it. Right there, it says just wanted to let you know that I promoted to something junior software developer at the company soon. And right there, it says why. All because of the communication skills. So this guy ended up getting a job in IT. Few months, not even few months later, I think he was 2 months into it, got promoted right away just because how he's able to go in and be able to present what he had learned and be able to put himself in a position to put him as this is the value I have to offer. Now it's something for me to say based on communication, but there's so many things in behind on how do you do that. It's psychology behind it that allows for you to do that, for people to do things that you want them to do, for people to think things that you want them to think of you. It's like high level shit, like really high level shit. And that's again the difference and you being able to not a difference, the yeah, that's a differentiation, you know, that's what I wanted to say. That's exactly what's going to allow you for you to take advantage, have the biggest of advantage compared to other people. Okay. uh and who asked me, that's the link guy, and that goes again for this guy that wanted to know how he can do that one-on-one with me. And yes, we do one-on-one. I fucking put you on. Let's fucking do this, you know? Obviously, you do the work. I don't do the fucking work for you. I cannot fucking I cannot carry you all the way to the top of the Mount Everest. And this is so funny, guys, because it's like, and put it this way, this is exactly what my coach told me once. Like most people, they are trying to go to the top of their own Mount Everest on themselves. And they go and they get so many free of everything because online you can get everything for free, right. So it's the same thing. You are going and consume so much information and you put all this in the back of your mind, and it's like you're trying to go with on top of the Mount Everest with so much supplies that it make you harder for you to get to the top of the Mount Everest, compared to have some guide that been there. They can say, look, you don't need that bullshit, and you don't need that, and you don't need that, and do you have this? No. Okay, let's get that first, because that's exactly, and you getting rid of all of that bullshit over there and learn these few things or have these things. This can allow us for you to go all the way to the top sooner than fucking later, and for you to really get there, and not for you to go back and at one point feel like, oh, I'm quitting. I don't know why I decided to do this. You know, this is difficult when other people are just passing you by. That's a differentiation, and you having someone right there with you or trying to figure this out on your own. Again, my mind back when I was in my 20s, I was not that open to that because I'm like, fuck, I know everything. I can figure this out. And I did. But it took me a lot of years for me to figure that out. And when I realized that, that's if I tell you how much I have spent on training, coaching, nothing to do with IT, by the way, nothing to do with IT, you wouldn't believe. But that's what allowed me for me to grow, for me to be able to provide even more to you guys. Because it can be only one conversation that can change everything for you. And that's exactly one of the things that I tell my students when I do that one-on-one. It can be only that one conversation that we may have today, that we may have in 3 months, that we may have in 6 months. And that one conversation can change everything for you. That when you look back, now you have fucking 3 jobs earning $500,000, like this student. Okay. Do you really need to wear a suit during an interview? Now, all depends on the what job you're going after. But no, I usually don't do the suit. I do everything without the suit. I go like if I had the suit on, but without the jacket, but everything else. Okay. But that doesn't matter, you know, that much on the suit. Right. Uh, so what other questions, guys? Come on. I wish I can show you other things that I'm working on. A few other results, but I think I said enough for you to like think about a few things that maybe you want to change for once, and that way you don't feel stuck and doing the same things that you've been doing that are not working for you. Because I'm telling you, like I'm really telling you, it's just not gonna be easy the next few months for those of you that are barely going by. Like, how many of you have a job in IT? I'm like, you don't have to tell. You just, how many of you have a job in IT? You know, how many of you have a job in IT? You know, I'm just curious, and I have to go, guys. I'm already late on the one thing I have to go do. You know, guys, I know there are many other questions you have. I couldn't go through all of them, but what about on Thursday? For those of you, bring some of your questions and let's connect on Thursday. Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Time. I will be able to connect and probably share a few other things. And I can probably go through the job interview process and talk about some of the things that you need to do when you go through it. A few things for you to have in mind that most people don't do. They just don't. And this is not the bullshit that you find on another YouTube channel. This is not the bullshit that you find on Google. Because once again, when you are looking into how to do a resume, how to run the job interview process, and what to say and all that bullshit, those same videos, those same things that you are doing research on, that's exactly the same bullshit that the other people going after the same job is watching. And you will be like, I don't know, it's just funny that everyone is just sounds like the same. It's like they came out of the fucking same YouTube videos or whatever they were like. It just sound exactly the same. It's just funny, you know, because I've been in both sides, you know. Okay. So once again, guys, um, and by the, well, no, no, I share that on Thursday because I'm already late for that. I have a call. Anyways, guys, so once again, have everyone a good night, and I will talk to you on Thursday, 9 p.m. Central Time. Okay. So take care. Talk to you soon.